Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you are doing really well whenever and wherever you are in the world when you hear this recording in this very brief moment in time. We never have the future because it never comes, and the past is already over. All you ever have is this brief moment in time. But having said that, I want you to look ahead 2 months from now. You'll find yourself at January 6th. You'll be struggling with your New Year's resolution. If you're like most people in the world, you'll be like, oh man, why did I pick that one? Oh man. And now it's the it's the 5th. It's the 5th of November right now. So Thanksgiving is in less than 3 weeks. You've got about 2 weeks before all the slam happens. You're slammed for time. You're just pressured from every end. You know, the end of the quarterly reports if you have a career in the corporate world. I mean, you know, the end of the year, all of this stuff, wrapping up the financial stuff and the money and the trying to budget for Christmas, and all this crap starts happening at this time of year. And then by the time New Year's rolls around, it's like the last minute and you're like, my New Year's resolution is, I don't know, lose weight, quit smoking, get in shape, whatever. Okay. These are boring ass resolutions. Okay. Now I've enjoyed the keto diet because it has opened my world up yet again to cooking with fresh ingredients, fresh vegetables, and meat, and I don't have any carbs. You know, there's always you could take squash and fashion it into some kind of spaghetti. It's gross. It is so gross. I had those meals delivered, and half the meals were like just squash pretending to be spaghetti. I'm like, ugh. It was gross. But there are things that you can do, you know, like I've been wanting to make my famous spaghetti sauce that my son, he's had my quick spaghetti sauce, but never my 12-hour slow roasted spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to look for a crock pot this month and make that for him because he wants to learn cooking. And we have been talking about this for a while, but all the different things. And he's just restless. He's like, you know, I want to, you know, work on my bike and do the mechanical thing, and I want to be a psychologist someday, and, you know, I've got a passion for photography, and I also want to learn how to cook. So I want to go to culinary school. So, because I want to be a chef, or I want to have my own restaurant someday. I'm like, well, what if we pursue all of these things? And he also was interested in bartending when he was really young. I bought him a bartender book. He begged me for it when he was very young. So he memorized how to make all these different drinks. It was incredible. He's like, well, I have to, if I'm going to cook, I'm going to, you know, do the bar thing and restaurant bar, right? So I kind of see the writing on the wall where this is headed eventually. And so I'm excited about that. I think, I think we're going to eventually, he's going to get to chef school. He's going to get to all of this stuff. But I started thinking about what can I do today for him? And I've been telling him about Coursera for various things, you know, just like to learn to play guitar, violin, you know, just the basics, Coursera.org. And then there's also like for philosophical stuff and literature, there's thegreatcourses.com. My God, that's a really incredible website. But I decided to check out Masterclass because he said Gordon Ramsay, and I said, well, I don't know about him, but there's this other chef who's very famous he teaches, a masterclass on masterclass.com. I'm going to check it out. And it's the first time I've ever looked at this website. And I have a friend who's learned writing techniques, and he had his very small daughter, like 4 or 5 years old, wanted to sing. So she took Christina Aguilera's singing course, I believe. And so I had heard about 2 or 3 different classes. I didn't know how many they had. I looked today and oh my God, you guys, it's only, you're not going to believe it. It's $15 per, you expect me to say class, right? $15 per month to take everything, like learning how to brand a fashion house if you want to be a fashion designer, or learning the art of strategically creating a campaign if you want to go into politics, learning insider journalism from Bob Woodward. If I'm not mistaken, isn't he the one who interviewed Deep Throat and got all the information that ended up leading towards the impeachment of Nixon? I mean, I'm blown away by the people that are on this website. And I started looking at them, like, there's a professional violinist and my son plays violin. There's Carlos Santana and my son plays guitar. There's people that teach you. Mark Jacobs teaches you how to design, how to not only design clothes, but how to make the patterns, and because I want to have my own clothing line someday. Everything I've ever been interested in is taught by people on this website. And I found out for $180, my son and I both can take all of these classes, 100% of them, all of them. 60 different people teach master classes. I want to have my own TV show, sitcom someday, and I'll just do it for like maybe 3 or 4 years, and just commit to it for 3 or 4 years. And after that, what I'm going to do, maybe make my own clothing line and maybe my own nutritional line. I'm really ambitious, but I can't do it all at once. So this year, I'm focusing on my show. So that's what I'm doing this year, and pretty soon I'm going to start focusing on my books, and I'll start writing and releasing all of my books next year. I'm hoping to get that done, and I just have to have enough listeners. Instead of having a mailing list, I want to have a listenership, and I want you guys to, if you're listening to me right now, chances are you'll end up getting my free books. I'm going to give 5,000 away free for every single book I publish. Minimum, maybe 10,000. So I need a lot of listeners. So I'm building my audience up. Yay. And thanks to certain people who I'm not going to name this time, but you know who you are, Jenner. But anyway, I started looking at this website, masterclass.com. And I was like telling my son, well, look, Annie Leibovitz teaches photography. And you want to be you're a photographer. You want to be a professional, and of course he's going to want to take pictures of his cooking, So it all, and I'm like, what if you learn how to master the guitar and you could play for your audience, or And we were thinking about today, like, well, if you get really good at the guitar, there are plenty of cafes and restaurants. There's hundreds, if not thousands, here in this city of restaurants and cafes, and a lot of them need entertainment. There's, a lot of places would get a lot more customers if they had a regular Thursday afternoon entertainer. The days that the restaurants don't have as much foot traffic, put in an entertainer during those days, and you're probably going to get a little bit more play. That's why coffee houses have open mic nights on Wednesdays, because usually people don't go to in the evening, in the middle of the week, to coffee houses, right? But if you knew it was going to be a poetry slam, or open mic night, you're going to hear new artists, then you might be more willing to go, or perform. So we were thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. So I'm thinking this is our Christmas present for both of us. we're going to just pay $180, and on the one account, we can just watch these master classes. And I'm like blown away by that. I'm like, wow. So I wanted to encourage you guys, instead of doing a same old, this is the year I'm going to lose weight, damn it, this is the year I'm going to quit smoking, darn it. No. Do something really interesting for yourself. You know, learn about the philosophy of Aristotle through thegreatcourses.com. Or take a class from Yale University. You know, I don't know. You could take a class in immunological diseases, or, you know, diversity in the workplace, or, you know, there's all kinds of crazy classes you won't even believe for free on Coursera.org. And the Great Courses, I forgot how much that costs, but the masterclass.com, $15 a month if you pay in advance for 1 year. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is really cool. Anything, writing, creative writing, directing, filmmaking, documentary making, all of those things are available. Playing guitar, violin, playing tennis with being taught by Serena Williams. I saw that. I'm like, well, maybe I might want to learn how to play tennis now if I'm going to learn from her. How to play poker, how to play chess. All of these are on the master classes. Did you guys know that? I had no idea. I looked through every single class I had. There's even a scientist who teaches space exploration. You know, what that might look like, you know, in the future. I'm like, dang, in case we all want to be astronauts, that's really freaking cool. So I wanted to encourage you right now, before you are slammed for the holidays, before you put on your holiday 15. A lot. It's like the freshman 15 and the holiday 15. If you're a freshman in university during the holidays, oh my God, 30 pounds later. Actually, if you do the keto diet, it's so much better. But I'm thinking this is the better way to go. For what if you say, this is a year I'm going to develop a line of jeans or dresses, or this is a year I'm going to learn how to photograph pets and offer that as a service, as a side hustle that may be my full-time job. You know, maybe this is the year I'm going to finally get around to making that documentary movie about something that's going on in my town that I think people ought to know about. This is the year I'm going to open up a small cafe, and I'm going to cook for people, because food is a way, cooking food for people, it's a way to show love and concern and caring for them. So there's so many more possibilities than the lose weight, quit smoking, finally get rid of the nail biting habit. You know what I mean? There's all these boring things that people pick, and then they get bored with it. I'm going to join a gym, and you pay $60 a month, and how long does that last? 3-4 weeks go by, and then you're so embarrassed that you don't go for 10 more months. I used to be a gym rat, but I've also done that too. You know, the only time I went to the gym all the time is when my kids and I joined the #1 gym in the United States. It's in Chico, California. I don't know if it's rated where it's rated now, but when we were there, it was #1 in the United States. In fact, it might have been in North America. They won awards. They had like a case filled with awards. It was on 6 acres, huge amount of land, across the street from the best taco truck ever. Oh my God. Anyway, that had nothing to do with the gym. But the only reason I went to this gym all the time is because they had the butterfly yoga studio, and it was all like calming fountains and bamboo, and the kids and I were allowed to do this together, and we would take yoga classes together. It was amazing. And they had butterflies. They had like a little butterfly garden, and they didn't have too many in there when I was there, but they had plans for like the following year. They had to like do all the research on how to keep the butterflies like alive. You don't want dead butterflies everywhere. They didn't do like the hot yoga, obviously, but it was right next to the yoga studio. So you could like do yoga and watch the pretty butterflies right on the other side of the glass wall. And they had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 or 4 swimming pools and a kiddie pool and several hot tubs. They had steam rooms like the saunas. They had obviously the gym. They had 3 or 4 weight rooms. They had the rooms with all of the machines. And then they had the personal training room, which I never even went into. Only if you have a personal trainer could you go in there, and then that equipment was the top of the line, highest quality. Then they had a restaurant inside. They had like a little cafe, and then they had like a little store, and then a little snack bar where like machines, you could just go get healthy snacks. And then they had the little store where you could buy all of the protein powders and sports drinks and energy drinks. And then they sold candy bars, which was insane, but a lot of people want a candy bar after they work out, especially if they worked out for like 2 hours or something. So I took my kids to weight training classes to learn how to be safe with weights so that they won't hurt themselves. And they had to go specially with a trainer, and I had to go with them. We all went together, and they learned how to do that. And they had to sign off. They had to take like a little quiz, and they had to sign off for everything. So they taught kids healthy habits. They taught them, just like in passing, they would talk about nutrition. It was like the best gym, and it was a family-friendly gym. They allowed families to go work out together. Because it's hard when you're a mom and you have kids, especially when you're single and or widowed and or divorced, whatever. I was like kind of all the above, and it was hard, like to find a place like a place and time that I could go when they weren't with me because they were homeschooled. So we went, and it was just like $60 a month. It was kind of expensive, but we went swimming. We would go there on the weekends, even during the week, and we would swim for like 5 hours, and it was incredible. And that was like the only time I went to the gym. And the gyms here where I live, it's just like you have to walk up 3 or 4 flights of stairs to get to the gym. And it's just all the equipment is in front of a massive plate glass window overlooking like busy streets, so that to kind of entice people to go in there. But I don't feel like I want to be on display for the whole city to see. And it made me feel really weird and uncomfortable. I don't mind being in a gym with like 20 people in there, but where no one from the street can see in. But I kind of felt like that was weird, like just, people could almost stalk you and see when you're working out. And it's just like, ugh, it was just not what it's not what appeals to me. I know that there is one place here that has like a rock climbing wall, but that's the last thing I want to do. I never want to go rock climbing. I already broke my leg walking normally. Last thing I want to do is, get injured on a fake wall, let alone go real rock climbing. So I'm still looking for those places here that, there might be some good place here, but maybe it's a place I need to start, I wouldn't mind starting a fitness center of my own if it was going to be like the one that we were in someday, or at least giving the idea to the right person and then they can do it, because I don't really want to do that. That's not my passion. My passion is doing this, my show, doing my writing, and my reading and counseling people. But also, I think I might want to buy a little cafe so my kid can run it, because that's his passion. We have a friend in Peru, can't wait to come up in here and live with us. And he was one of our best friends. He lived near us, and he came and visited us every single day. He'd come to the hostel and see us every day, and we would go eat in his restaurant every night. And when we met him, he was a waiter. Now he's a chef. He's excellent, So I'm like, oh, if I had a place like that, I know that my son and him, they would run the place together. You know, he with his Peruvian food, and then my son with his, he does Italian. Like today, my son made fish scampi with a really amazing, I mean, this sauce was incredible. He made it with peppers and tomatoes, chipotle, olive oil. It was garlic. Oh my God, it was excellent. And he was like cooking with mussels and clams and freaking like squid and shrimp. I mean, and I don't even like this kind of, I don't like seafood that much, like that. I like shrimp. So he's like, here, Mom, I'm going to give you buy this shrimp. Okay, this, you're going to love it. I'm like, oh, it was better than anything in this whole town. So I'm like, I see the writing on the wall. Let's look at master classes for you. I see where you're going with it, and I love it, and I think that this is what you want to do. And he spends most of his time watching cooking shows, so all right. Enough of the armchair watching. We're going to get off our butts, and we're going to do that, and that's our resolution. We were talking about it. I'm like, I don't know. I think this is going to be kind of like our Christmas gift. It's going to be taking our master classes and bettering ourselves and improving ourselves, investing our time, energy, and money in ourselves. And I think that's what you guys need to be doing. That's what I need to be doing. It's what we all collectively need to be doing, improving ourselves constantly. So what would that do for you if you were improving yourself constantly? Number one, it's going to take your mind off all of your troubles and all of your things from your past. And if you're having problems in your relationship, it's going to make you more interesting. It's going to take your head out of it so that you could see things more clear when you get back to it. If you are single and you're worried about being lonely, it will take your loneliness away because you'll be busy doing something. And it will also make you more interesting to other people. So you'll attract more friends, and you'll attract more, maybe you'll attract a love into your life if you're single. You know, if you are busy doing stuff for yourself and you're so busy that you don't really have time to feel sad for yourself, it's like this magic trick. And it pulls people towards you because you become an infinitely more interesting person. If you can just improve yourself, you know. And I taught my kids that, like, you know, I would find a course that I really, really wanted, and it'd be like $200 or $300, and then I would look like on eBay, for example, like all of the Joe Vitale stuff. When it's brand new, sometimes I'd buy it brand new, and sometimes I would wait a couple months. Someone else would take it, do all the thing, you know, do the whole thing and listen to the whole, 6 CDs or 10 CDs or whatever it is. And then they would sell it on eBay, and it would be like, oh, cool. Well, it'd be like half price. It's like so awesome. It's like, really? I mean, some of the things that you get passionate about, you can always find on eBay I am the queen of deals. So, I mean, I know how to look for, you find out there's the blender you absolutely have to have, like the Vitamix, which I told you guys, it is, if you are in a stable situation now where you have a good job or, money coming in a good place, like you're going to be there for another year or two, buy yourself a Vitamix. They're like $500 to $700 brand new, but you could look on eBay and get them for like next to like, I don't know, a third of that. But $200 is absolutely worth buying a Vitamix because of what it will do. And I believe that the machines are guaranteed by the company, and you can even find the old recipe books. I mean, you could knead bread in a Vitamix. You put all the raw ingredients, turn it on, 10 minutes later, you could pull the bread out, pop it in a pan that's buttered or oiled, and then just go put it in the oven. It really makes your life so much easier. But I used to have a waffle maker, and I had a waffle cone maker I never even took out of the box. I never, I never wanted to make my own, but my mom bought me someday I'll go and buy myself this again, but I had an ice cream maker and a waffle cone maker and a waffle iron to make waffles. And we had all of it. I used to have everything that I needed for my kitchen. and for my kids. And we even had a cotton candy maker. Did you know that one huge thing of cotton candy literally is 1 to 2 pieces of candy only? And they just like this, the makers just spin it like glass. And if you get a homemade candy, cotton candy one, you can make it out of any flavor candy. You know, when you go out, you know, like to Disneyland, it's like 1 or 2 flavors, like blueberry or whatever. But when you buy your own, I bought one for my oldest kid one year for Christmas. It was the best gift ever. I mean, we were like getting the toffee candies, butterscotch candies, root beer barrels. Root beer cotton candy was excellent. It was so fun. I was always buying my kids toys or games that would make candy. And some of them, like, you know, they would make candy and then you use the candy for the pieces that go around the board. And then at the end, you get to eat your candy. It was like so strange. I bought them, and that was like a Harry Potter themed one. I used to buy them board games on eBay. I mean, if you have kids or nephews or nieces or whatever, look for the highest quality from non-smoking homes, highest quality board games. I mean, one year I went crazy I spent like $150 and my kids ended up with like 20 board games. And they're like, why are you buying this so much? It's so much stuff. It's so many games. I'm like, because I want to spark and inspire your imaginations, and I want to have a Friday night game night. And then but we could play anytime, but that would be our designated family time. And we did that, and it was fun. It was amazing that we did that. So I don't know. So maybe you could incorporate some of these things, you know, like maybe you are creative and you want to go out and challenge yourself to do open mic nights, you know, challenge yourself for that. Or if you're shy and you want to sit in the back but watch other people do it, go for it. You'll meet new people. Meetup.com, another way to meet new people. But taking master classes or taking any kind of courses at home and improving yourself. Also, Mind Valley Academy, mindvalley.com. One of the best. I've invested in a lot of classes, helping yourself spiritually, helping yourself emotionally and energetically. Also, another place to take classes would be, oh goodness, Nightingale Conant. They used to like just send you these huge plastic cases with all the CDs in them, and I used to pop those in. I had a job where I was driving all the time, and I'd pop those into just into my player in my car, and everywhere I went, I was improving myself while I was driving to my jobs, because I worked in a lot of different grocery stores and pharmacies and all kinds of places. I had 2 different jobs as a merchandiser. I love merchandising, so that's what I used to do. And I was always learning, improving. I mean, 1 week I'm learning how to speak Arabic, and 1 week I'm learning about real estate. And the next I'm hearing lectures from some of the wealthiest men during the 1920s and 30s and 40s, you know, talking to audiences about their life, you know. I learned from T. Harv Eker. I learned all kinds of stuff. So I'm that way. I want to constantly improve myself, improve my mind. I even bought an audio learning how to sing, so that my oldest, who wanted to be a singer and play guitar and keyboards, and he has a really incredible voice now because he took those classes. And every single day we were listening, you know, and doing the exercises. The 3 of us would do the exercises together. I'm like, well, I could improve my voice. That's cool. Let's do it. Let's improve ourselves in this way. In the past, I've taken lessons in Irish, learning how to speak Irish. Languages, you can learn anything. So, you know, spirituality. In fact, I bought one about witchcraft. And this lady was giving away all of her grandmother's information that was passed down through many generations because she was a hereditary witch. But it was more of the Wiccan, like, you know, you have to have your altar and your robe, and these are the days of the year. And it's like, ugh, I'm interested in folk magic and You know, I mean, all of it's interesting to me, but for me, I don't want to do that as a religion. It's not me for the religion part. But that's how she learned, and so it was interesting. So I don't know. I want to inspire you guys to start thinking about it now. You got a couple months, you know, before you have to commit to any specific thing. But Coursera.org is free. You know, I've taken classes from Maryland University and Yale. I've taken several classes from Yale. My God, they've got good teachers. They've got the best. You know, they have the best of the best teachers at Yale. And but there's courses from Harvard, Princeton, Stanford University. I tried to take one from Stanford. It was just so above my head that there's no way in hell I could understand what the hell they're talking about. It was like, I think it's in immunology. I'm interested in medical stuff too, just because I'm curious. And I think it was Maryland University that taught about a class in terrorism. Like, to know what classes, or to know, I'm sorry, when you're a traveler like me, you want to know what places have terrorism and how to avoid it, how to spot it, how to understand why it comes about. And I even had to do a paper to pass the class, and I passed the class. I mean, if you want, with those, you can improve for your job, and you can get a certificate for $30 from Coursera.org in any class you take. But I've taken classes in consciousness studies, soul studies, psychology, different, you know, moral and ethics classes. Very interesting stuff. You could take classes in Aristotle's teachings, Plato, all the Greek philosophers, all of it. You know, you can even take a class in Russian oligarchies. I took a class in, from Coursera. There was a class in, mindfulness. I took that from, it was a University of Leiden, Leiden, from the Netherlands, I believe. And they were very interesting. And I took a class in, these are just the ones I remember. I've taken a lot more than what I remember even. But you get the point. I mean, there's like just all kinds of stuff. My oldest took a class from the Berklee College of Music, and that's how he learned his first chords in the guitar. You know, and so it's something that I'm highly encouraging you to go ahead and do everything in your power to learn something new next year. At the very end of the year, you know, maybe you learn to speak Arabic, and you know, you could write me and you know, Masalama Kefahalik. You know, maybe. It's pretty interesting, you know, or maybe that class that you learn will be that one thing that bridges the gap between you and other people. You know, you have like something in common. Maybe you could start a meetup group based on something you learned. Art. I love art. I've taken classes in art history because I didn't know anything about art history. There's even like pre-veterinary school classes. I mean, there's some really strange classes that you're just like, what? That's weird and totally interesting. I want to learn a little bit more about that. But whatever you learn, it's gonna engage your mind, take your mind off your troubles. It'll make you more interesting to other people. It might just very well be the thing that draws your sweetheart, your one true love to you. Your one true love right now, because we all have several loves available. But we're not always bringing them to us. So, you know, if you're sitting home feeling sorry for yourself, it's not going to bring people to you. If you are improving yourself all the time, that's the thing that makes you attractive. You feel good about yourself. You go out into the world, you can hold your head a little higher. Hold your shoulders back a little and have better posture and maybe a bigger smile on your face because you're like, oh yeah, I'm so happy I learned that thing. I feel better about myself because I improved myself, right? So anyway, y'all get the drift. I've been on and on about this too long. DisclosureNews.it with the Schumann Resonance tonight is They only did an evening report, and they said today's activity is very similar to that of yesterday, only slight movements from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock UTC, with a maximum value reaching, basically Hertz frequency of 12. They're calling it power 12, so that's it, 12, that's easy. And with the heartmouth.org, their data is totally unavailable. It's like, are you guys serious right now? Lesson 148 in A Course in Miracles is, of course, the main idea. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. And then this still in the review, we've got from lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. If I defend myself, I am attacked. And lesson 136, the review sentence from that is, sickness is a defense against the truth. Sickness is a defense against the truth. And I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about sickness and the secondary gain that people get from it. And I know in my life and in myself, I know that sometimes, and I'm not always sick. Sometimes I'm just very, very tired. And I do have conditions that make me that. But also I do notice that sometimes if I'm feeling depressed or down or overwhelmed, then my body will get very, very tired and I have to lay down and sleep for 8, 10, or 12 hours and sometimes 16 hours a day. And it's not just because of my conditions or the fact that if I go out and I hear a lot of loud noises that overwhelms me, or if I go out and deal with people and I feel their feelings, I don't feel all the feelings for all the people in the world at the same time or something. But if I'm in a room with 10 people, I'm going to kind of be aware of the 10 people's stuff. Even if I'm purposely ignoring it, I'm still going to feel it physically, viscerally. So, and it exhausts me. It does. Unless people are happy, then that gives me more energy and it doesn't exhaust me. But I've been thinking about this whole sickness as a defense against the truth thing. And I do feel like when you have an illness, there's a reason. Some people want other people to feel sorry for them. I know I don't feel that way. I don't want people to know if I'm sick. I don't tell people, usually. Except my son who lives with me because he already knows me. But I don't go out of my way to tell anybody. If someone says, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm okay. If it's someone I know very, very well, I'll say, I'm feeling tired. I actually need a nap a little more today. But I've been thinking about the whole secondary gain. Like, what do you really get out of being sick? And if you have a chronic thing and you are sick, ask yourself really honestly. You don't have to tell anybody else, but just ask yourself, like, am I really, truly getting something out of it, or am I avoiding something that I want to avoid? Like if there's a task you need to do, and now suddenly you have a cold, and now, I can't mow the lawn, I'm in bed for 3 weeks. If that's your situation, it's better, it's less of a drain on you to just hire someone to do the lawn for you. It's like what costs $5-10 every week. That's easy. $40. Most people can afford that in, like the States or Europe, right? Or Australia. I mean, if you guys can afford a $20 beer in Australia, you can afford, $20 to have your lawn done every couple weeks, right? So I kind of feel like, and if you want to get creative, just borrow someone's goat. Go find a farmer in the countryside saying, I got a lawn that needs eating. Just bring your goat on over. It's an organic way to get your lawn done, and a little bit more enjoyable than, some people really have, it feels like oppression to do yard work, or and other people love it. So if your secondary gain of being sick is to get out of being a homemaker because you absolutely hate homemaking, I swear to God, just go work part-time to get out of the house and join a really awesome gym that you're definitely going to, or someplace, go do meetups, go do something interesting, but give the money to somebody who loves to do that job. If you hate cleaning, I freaking hate cleaning. I hate it. I like a clean house, but I hate cleaning. So my house isn't as clean as I want it to be. So that's why I've been telling my kid, we've got to revamp and revitalize some parts of our life so that we can, if we reorganize everything and have someone come in here and clean, thoroughly clean, and then have the spot cleaning once a week or every other week even, I think it's going to take a lot less pressure and stress off of both of us. He hates to clean and he's creative too. And my oldest was the same way. We all are very creative people. I think we all are on the spectrum a little bit. I think we all have a mild form of autism. So it's hard for us to, we'll see that it's messy and we're stressed about it, but we don't really when we really focus on it, we can do it. We're not dumb. We know how to do it, but we hate doing it. And it's such a drain, So if you find yourself in these kinds of positions where you're going to, you're going to need a little bit more than what, in your life, or you need to change things around. If you are married and your spouse or your partner, if you're not married, if you're just living with someone, and they expect you to take on that role, whether you're man or woman doesn't matter, whether they're a man or woman doesn't matter, but sometimes in relationships, one person will expect the other person to go out of the house and work, and one person will expect the other person to stay at home and take care of the house. Unless you absolutely talk about it and you're okay and agree upon it. I don't mind being equal partners with a guy, and, just my situation, I'm usually more attract men to me more often than women. And I'm bisexual, but I lean more towards men. So, for me, that's my cisgendered example, for myself. But I kind of feel like I want a partner who's not afraid to clean the bathroom or cook, or sweep the floor. I need a guy who's going to be equal with that and flexible with me. I'm not opposed to doing those things, but I hate doing it alone, and I hate to be expected to do it constantly. That's what bugs me. And that might be why sometimes I feel a little down and a little sick, and I feel my throat's got a little, I'm going to lay down, you know what I mean? And so I've been thinking about this. Sickness is a defense against the truth, So if I'm really truly honest with myself and I say, well, I don't like cleaning. Now I don't have to be sick. I can feel good and also know that I don't like cleaning. Now I could hire somebody, take the energy drain from that, and then use the energy that's boosted in me to go do something I really love to do. Maybe art and wine classes. I could go get drunk with my girlfriend, Linda, and paint a painting. Again, 2 things I love. 3 things I love. Well, plus her dog. That's 4 things I love. I love her little dog, Milo. So I love my friend, hanging out and talking with my friend. And she was a journalist in Manhattan for 26 years, I think. And she was the first female journalist in all of ABC News to be on primetime and writing her own stories. And every single night, she was like a real investigative foreign correspondent. So I love this. I can't believe she's here in Cuenca. So I'm like, oh my God. We met a couple of years ago, and so she's been inviting me to this thing. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And she has this most adorable little poodle, which it's so tiny, Milo, and he's a rescue dog. And so it'd be nice to go hang out with Milo and Linda and paint and drink. I'm not a big drinker, but I like wine a lot. So I think that would be perfect, So why don't you guys commit to something fun like that? Go out and take an art class. Take the wine and art classes. If you don't like the art, you could always give it away as a gift to somebody, or, do more to it later. It doesn't matter. It'll be okay. But anyway, that's my big thing. Yesterday when I was doing the show, I had to pause the phone for a minute, and because I started to feel really weird and dizzy, And the next thing I know, I was aware consciously, I hopped over like 6 timelines. God told me I went to a life that's 12% improved. Probably that's why I'm now checking out the master classes and having more hope for my life than I did yesterday. I might have gone down a timeline and then I came back up. But I asked in my higher guide and said, no, you've gone up 12%, meaning 12% of the things in the world might have been changed. Which is pretty cool. And actually, when I did that and I went into the other room, my son was starting to organize and clean the kitchen and talking about cooking. And we had just gone shopping. And I think the act of going out and going shopping and being positive and excited about food we were going to cook, we bought a bunch of spices. We were out of everything. I found Chipotle again. And I found Parmesan cheese, like a big hunk of it that I can grate onto my popcorn. He grated it onto his Italian food. And we were like, oh, it was like we were missing those weird little touches. I even got excited about a new cleaning tool I bought to clean my stove off. I know it sounds completely like boring, but for me it was like, it's pink, it's a pretty color. On one side it's silver, and it has like a scrubby side, and it's got the microfiber on the other side. Like, and it was made here in Ecuador. I'm like, this is so perfect, because I don't want to use the dishes sponge for the stove, and then I just get stuck if I'm out of paper towels, and then I hate cleaning, but if you have the right tools, it makes it so much easier and faster. And I bought an easier, faster tool to do it. I'm like, yeah. So I had this positive energy going from all this stuff. And plus I bought Hershey's Kisses. I never, ever, ever eat those. I haven't had those in years. And I'm like, well, I'm going to change it up. Change my life ever so slightly. So last night I moved up 6 timelines. Up, 6 more timelines. So Sarah O'Brien was talking about the energy, and she's saying that there's been a general worthlessness, not good enough, not strong enough, not smart enough kind of energy. If you have these issues and you've been feeling this for a few days and you don't feel quite as positive as I do in this moment, don't worry, because it's coming, but you got to let it go. Pick one thing. Like literally go buy yourself a lollipop at the store or something that's going to make you smile, and that will be enough of an improvement so you can hop up timelines and start to focus only on your present moment. Let go of your past, accept your present, and hope that your future gets better, but accept that where you are is where you need to be. Everything is in God's plan and divine timing. And this is also what you plan to be here. You heard from the Spirit's book, you heard that. I don't agree with everything they say, by the way, but they do say most of the stuff. I'm thinking 95% of the information in my experience and through my training is absolutely true. So I'm going to keep reading the Spirit's book every Monday until we're done. But I don't know, those are the things I had to talk about tonight. I want to encourage you to do something good for yourself. Do something good for your mind, because also it's good for your soul. Learning how to cook, learning how to do music, learning how to write, learning a creative writing class from Judy Blume. Oh my God. I told my son, I go, Neil Gaiman, Judy Blume. These people are teaching master classes. He's like, Judy Blume? He's like, I read more Judy Blume books than I read the Harry Potter books. He's like, I think I read everything she wrote. And then there's a whole series about her life, dictionalized from her childhood. I read all those too. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Because when he's in grade school, I mean, they had a lot of time in their school library and they got to read books in school. And they never talked about what they read. How was school? It was fine. What'd you learn? Not much. All right. You sure? Yeah, I mean, some math. Read a book. Yeah. It was just like not really. My kids are never committal about telling me what they were reading or whatever. But both my kids are reading now. They pick up a book every now and again. I think my youngest is reading Jack Kerouac's On the Road right now. Really hard. That's a really hard book to read, and it's just the language is off, and plus it's very sexist. So for a couple different reasons. He's also reading a book by Betty Friedan on feminism. which is an excellent book. He's always telling me, so he can't go anywhere and see sexism without getting really angry. He's like, I want to start a group or a club or something so that women can learn about women's rights, and so we could create more feminists in the world, even and accept men that want to be feminists, because men and women need to be equally paid. And I'm proud of my kids. I can't believe both my kids are so much more woke than I am, and I'm as woke as I can be right now. And hopefully more and more I'm made aware of things that, I was raised by people that were born in the 30s. So, and before, my grandmother was born in 1904, and she was one of the biggest influences in my life. So you kind of see where, she was a housewife, and she was one of those people I admired the most. She only had an 8th grade education, and these are the people I was surrounded with. My mom did graduate from high school, but barely. My dad, I think he graduated from high school. He didn't talk about it much. I think he might have dropped out and he went into the Navy. And he didn't really talk about it. He just kind of glossed over it, Like, I'm the first person in my family line to get a university degree. But, so, I don't know. I'm inspired by that, and I'm inspired by those people, though, because to hardly have anything, education-wise, but to still make a good life for yourself. And my grandma was very intelligent, read constantly, always had a book or two that she was reading. She would stay up in her bed at night for a couple hours reading books. Then I got her into David Letterman, so she did that too. She's like, okay, we'll watch your show. This is pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. I know this introduction is more like a first half of the show, because in the second half, I'm going to do a tarot card reading for the collective for November. And this is like post Ascension. Like, we're in the 5th dimension. We're anchored in, but we're going to be more and more and more raising up, lifting up, healing stuff. All the crystals inside the planet are pushing out negative energy that was stuck in the land and is hovering above our heads. Sarah O'Brien was saying it's like a brown energy, and this brown energy is kind of keeping us, and at the same time we have this energy from the sun that is come in magnetic waves of rainbow colors, and it's helping us to clear out everything. She said the energy is so strong that it's actually charging our crystals inside our houses. We don't even need to take them outside and put them in the sun anymore. The sun is charging our crystals. And I think that might be why I'm looking a lot younger, and my hair, where it was white, had turned blonde again, and it was starting to come back with a little bit of a red color. Now I'm getting that fiery copper original color in bits and pieces in my hair. I'm so blown away. I'm getting younger. And this is the time, by the way, your bodies are going to get younger or in better shape, and you're going to lose weight, and whatever you want, your body's going to be forced into a perfect, beautiful body. Oh, wow, I'll get used to that. Hey, it's pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that. I look forward to, and I've already lost a lot of weight in this past week. It's weird. I didn't even try. I'm eating candy. It was Halloween, I literally got off the diet for like 2 weeks, and I'm still losing weight, and I'm looking really good compared to even like a month ago. And I'm like, what? And I know it's this energy wave. It's just coming in, and it's just bombarding us. And I started eating mangoes, and I started eating a little bit healthy again the last 2 days. But this is real, and this is happening right now. So take it in and be grateful for it, and get rid of all the worthless feelings, the feelings of not enough, the suicidal thoughts and ideation, the depression, the sadness, the anxiety, the worry, the fear. All of that crap is being dredged up again, so you can let it go more, all of it. Let it all go. And this is the energy waves coming from the sun, and also the pulsation of the earth crystals, which is causing the big booms, and the volcanoes are being more active now, and the earthquakes might start up more. And all the energy that's coming along, the fires in California are not normal. There's nothing freaking normal about what's going on. Go watch that episode, or that documentary on Netflix, The Paradise Fire. I think it's called Fire in Paradise or something like that. But that movie will tell you, even like the firefighters, like, this isn't normal. We don't know exactly why it is. I mean, there was a fire tornado in that video, in that documentary. I mean, that's not normal. When's the last time you heard of a fire tornado happening? Like, literally a tornado, but made from fire. Spinning in a circle, like an angry djinn. Like an evil djinn. Most djinns are not evil, but... Anyway, so all this isn't normal, but it's happening because of all the excess energy that we're getting bombarded. 4.36 million miles an hour, the energy's slamming us from the sun now. And then the energy's coming up from the earth at like 3 million miles an hour. And we're stuck in the middle. So anyway, I just want to bring that up because I wanted you guys to be aware that the energy is crazy right now. And the reason it is because of that. And so I don't want you guys to feel like it's just you and you're isolated and alone, because you're not. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get the cards ready and do a tarot reading for the collective right after this. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you. Hey guys, I realized that you missed out on the ASMR part of this, so I'm going to do that for you. Even though I've already laid out the cards, I've already gotten Archangel Uriel to do it. You guys wanted to hear the ASMR, I know you do. This also proves, whoops, that I have my cards out. Proves that I had the cards out. So I already laid this out. I'm looking at the spread, and it's pretty cool. Some of the cards were a little on the surprising side, but all right, there you go. That was your card ASMR. I know a lot of you enjoy that. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead. I have a couple. Oh my goodness. My phone is like, my other phone is freaking out a little bit. Okay. All right. I've got a couple of ways that I could read the cards, and usually the way I do it, especially if you're new, just listening to me now, I have, okay, I'm going to use Galaxy Tarot is the app I'm going to use, as kind of a help, because even though I know what the cards mean more or less, sometimes I forget some of the minor arcanas. But also, when I read the cards, I do it in a way that I'm connected to Prime Creator, and I ask him to channel through me what are the cards' meanings for us now in relationship to the Ascension. So if you looked in a booklet, nothing's going to say the collective whole is going through a transformation right now. You know what I mean? It might say something similar, but I try to do it in a more dynamic way by channeling Prime Creator. And I do this when I do my private readings also, because I don't want to just go by the meaning of the card, because anyone can do that, right? So I definitely wanted, give it a little bit of a oomph. So, anyway, I've already laid out 10 cards. I'm doing the Celtic cross spread. The very first card that I laid down, this first position stands for what is our current situation right now. And this is a reading for the collective. So this is pertaining in one way or another to every single person that would possibly be listening to this or awakening. All right. And even if you come back to this particular reading, even in 10 years, it'll have some elements of what you're going through. So whenever you hear it, and I'm double checking my higher guidance, muscle testing says yes, that's true. So you're going to get something out of it. And I'm going to channel God through this. And what I do is I tend to get a reading from God on it, and he'll give you guys information. And sometimes it pertains to the card, and sometimes not 100%. And then I'm going to read from the Galaxy Tarot app. Sometimes I do the Rider-Waite app, but today we're going to do the Galaxy Tarot, because that was the one I tried to open up my little folder, and that one just opened up immediately. I didn't even tap it, so I think that's what God is telling me to do, that one. So it is what it is. I have my reading cheaters on. My hair's getting younger, my face is getting younger, but my eyes, they fluctuate. Sometimes I have perfect sight, sometimes not so much. 7 of Pentacles is seguro de sí mismo, safety of the same, or if it's the same, or yes, the same, I don't know. I think it's sí meaning yes. Sometimes sí in Spanish means if. So, safety of the same yes. I don't know. Anyway, 7 of Pentacles. So I think it just means like security. But, on the card we have a Taurus symbol. Obviously the number 7. Number 71. And I think that I don't even know what that is. Capricorn maybe? It's not Capricorn. Sagittarius. No. Oh, dagnabbit. It's a planet symbol and I don't know it. Anyway, I'm going to skip that, because if I don't know it, maybe I'm not meant to. Maybe that's not important right now. So 7 Pentacles. God, am I connected to you? Muscle testing says yes. Can you please tell us what the 7 of Pentacles means for the collective whole as far as where we are at right now? At this time, many of you are focusing on safety and security and a little worried about the future. The world is unstable socially and weather-wise in some places, and the fires, and a lot of you are hoping and seeking out security and safety. You want to be very, very okay and secure. But 7, it's not an even number, and the fact that it's not an even number makes you feel like you might be waiting for the other shoe to drop, or something to happen, or something that might not make you feel safe, and so you're a little bit on the edge. The number 7 itself almost looks like a sword, and it's like you're living on the edge of a sword, and you don't know what side you're going to fall on, the good side or the bad side, the safe side or the scary side. But there's something else to the number 7 that you need to understand, and 7 is the number of God. This is the time in which you should not worry about your monetary safety, your job security, or even if your house living situation is stable. Now is the time to put in place your faith in God and your higher self and your true connection with divine. 7 always is a number that stands for divine. Some of you have been seeing 7s lately. 777, 717, or 777, or even 71, which is right here on this card. These numbers and variations thereof have been coming to a lot of you. It's not meant to make you feel insecure or unsafe. It's meant to make you feel secure in the knowledge that God has got your back. I looked at my phone, and that was right at 7:10 minutes into the reading. Oh my goodness. Already this is starting off to be pretty incredible, right? So I'm going to look up 7 of Pentacles in this Galaxy Tarot. Again, that's a free app, so if you guys are looking for a good app, I recommend the Rider-Waite app and the Galaxy Tarot app. Or you might find one that you like better, that's okay. But this is what I recommend just because it's one I like. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this it? 7 of Pentacles, there we go. Assessment, patience, trial and error, feedback, and editing. The 7 of Pentacles represents a time of pause and assessment. You've been working on some project. Now the time is here to stand back and evaluate whether you're on the right path. What are your goals? Are you still directing your actions towards those goals, or have you been sidetracked? Have you been in a similar situation before? And if yes, what did you do well then? What could you have done better? If things are not working out the way you want them to, now is the time to look at what you can change. You're making progress, but some readjustment might be necessary before you can achieve mastery. Oh, weird, right? In the beginning, I was talking about master classes. Now he's talking about achieving mastery. It may be that someone else is evaluating your work at this time. Try to learn from criticism without getting overwhelmed by negative feedback. You're not failing. You're never failing. You are always learning. So if you don't do something right, it's because you're in the middle of learning still. So what? You're a learner. Everyone's a learner. Everyone's a learner. So yay, that's good, right? All right. What crosses us? What is our greatest challenge or opportunity in these moments? What crosses that? What is kind of taking our stability and security feelings and making us feel a little wonky, a little wonk wonk? Well, that's this card. The 10 of Pentacles. Riqueza. It means richness. So maybe my gut instinct is telling me that it might be that we know what we have and where we're going. We know we're getting a little better and we're seeking safety and security, but the 10 of Pentacles is the rich life we want. It's like, oh, the glory of the angels will resound when we found our perfect job, perfect spouse, perfect boyfriend, perfect friend, perfect house. You get the idea. So I'm thinking that's what that means. I'm going to ask Prime Creator about that. 10 of Pentacles. He says, yeah, you hit it on the head. You hit the nail on the head. This is the rich life, the great life, the glorious life, in some cases, your subconscious mind believes the unattainable life, and it's causing a schism in where you are and where you want to be. Because when you do not accept where you are, and then you begin to hate where you are compared to where you want to be, that stops you dead in your tracks and you can never get to where you want to go. It's almost like you're standing on the platform at the train station and you're angry because you're already not in Denver, Colorado. You're still stuck in, maybe we'll say, New Mexico, right? And you're stuck on the track. Actually, the Amtrak doesn't go there, but we'll pretend, or we'll say, maybe you're in Wisconsin, okay, and you're standing on the platform and you want to go to Denver, Colorado, and you're standing on the platform and you're angry that you're not there yet. Instead of taking a few steps forward, hopping on the train, accepting where you are, and allowing the train to carry you to where you need to be, the rich life in Colorado, where you could smoke weed legally. Okay, maybe that's not the reason to go. Well, okay for me. And to see my brother, my baby brother, my number one priority. If I was going to Colorado, seeing my baby brother Mark, that's my first priority. Second priority, well, smoking ganja with Mark, basically. So I'm looking at this, and that's what I'm feeling. That's also what God is telling us. So he's saying, don't be angry that you're not there yet. You're standing on the platform. You're getting ready to jump off of it. You need to take a few steps forward, and you need to raise up to get on the train, right? So this is a very, very good metaphor he gave me. So you have to rise up a little bit. Accept where you are. Put a smile on your face and rise up a little bit. When you go into a train, it's like 5 or 6 or 7 stairs up. You have to rise up just a few steps. Raise in vibration, raise up physically. You go, and then you're gonna be on your correct path. So there it is. So 10 of Pentacles, we're gonna look up what does it mean in this Galaxy Tarot app. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Legacy. Yes. Yes. Permanence, wealth, ancestors, wisdom, and home. That is, see, we know where we are. Especially for a lot of us, we've lost everything. A lot of us have lost everything. And what crosses us from where we want just safety and security right now, but we know where we're going, and that is legacy, permanency, home, wisdom, ancestors, wealth, true security, not just for us right now, but for our posterity, for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids. That's where a lot of us is going. We're all going there. It's what we want to, but the reason it's an obstacle or a challenge is we have to learn to accept where we are, be grateful and happy where we are with what we have, even if it's very little, and then we will move forward. We just have to raise up in vibration, get up on that train, hop on the tracks, and get up to the mountains in Colorado, which is what all that is. The 10 of Pentacles is a card of physical security. It means a successful financial venture or an inheritance that will provide for all of the people concerned in your life, or an auspicious partnership. It can also be a card of traditions. It can represent holiday celebrations or doing things the way that they've always been done. Yeah, which is hard if you've just lost your home, your town, everything's on fire right now. It's hard. This is hard. If you have a question about what you should do, think back to the way your elders would have solved the problem. That's interesting, yeah? So, and also the holiday and the traditions, that's coming up. And, we're safety and security and we want to save our money at this time, but it's also the holidays. You have to accept that. You have to accept that it's happening. It's all going to be okay. Everything's going to work out, all right? So, the warning with this card is that you might be thinking financial wealth is the only kind of wealth there is. Don't forget about spiritual and emotional wealth too. Is there any cost that you haven't considered when you're achieving all the comfort that you desire? See, that's what I think that instead of saying, well, this year we're not going to have a turkey, or this year we're not going to have presents, or this year we're not going to do that tradition or that trip, do the trip. Do the tradition. I just felt some of you are going to lose people. Not all of you, okay? Not everybody. I just felt a couple of you, this is your last Christmas with someone you love. Make the cranberry sauce from scratch. Eat off the good china. For some of you, this might be your last Christmas. So I just got that, so... You're all okay right now, don't worry, but some of you might not make it, or some of your relatives might not make it, or some of your friends might not make it. So do everything in your power. Don't allow what you want for your future to step in and take over your present. Don't say, no, I got to put that $500 in the bank. I can't spend it on seeing my family this year. No. Do everything you can. Do everything you can to keep the family traditions alive and be wealthy and abundant in your family matters and your friendships. Honor the people in your life and the traditions in your life. And if you're single and you don't have family, just the people that are around you, go do something nice for maybe homeless people. Go to a thrift store, buy some nice looking blankets and go hand them out to people that are cold this winter. Bring a thermos of hot soup, to people who are sleeping on the streets this year. Bring a couple thermoses of hot soup and give them a cup, like a styrofoam cup full of soup and a piece of bread, or just whatever you can do. If you're single and you're alone, do for others. It'll make you feel better. All right. That just really, really hit me because I don't know. Not a lot of you, but 5 of you are going to, and I don't know who, so don't write and ask me. And you know what, just accept everything the way it is now. You're gonna have Christmas and holidays with your loved ones, but a lot of your people won't make it. Not a lot, but like 5 people listening to this. Someone in your life isn't gonna make it to next Christmas. It's not for all of you. It's like just for a few of you, okay? So, don't panic. And probably the odds are it's not you. So, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just, it is what it is. And, thank God that they're going to go on and have a good time in heaven. And, they'll probably make some cool things for you. So when you show up, maybe you'll have some presents. So don't worry. Now, what our foundation and our foundation is literally the devil. The devil. So Wakan Supai, that's the Incan word for El Diablo, the devil. That is our foundation, and that sounds really creepy and scary, but there's a Capricorn sign on it, which is business and material wealth and in familiar pleasures and everything of the flesh. The devil has Spock's symbol he's making with one hand. All you see is all there is. That's what the devil card says. And it's not true. But that's our foundation, is the material world. It has number 70 on it and the number 26 which is a secret number that points directly to God. Father, he's there, right? Okay, God, can you tell me about the devil? Why is this our foundation? He says, you got it. It's the material world. You're having a hard time letting go of 3D. That's it. That's the foundation of where we're at now. It's just that we just hopped into the 5th dimension and anchored in. The 3rd dimensional world is fastly going away. It's like the 5th dimensional world to us is fastly approaching. We're going to see more and more evidence that we're not where we were before, baby. You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. So that's our foundation, the material world, everything, worrying, fear, anxiety, doubt, worry, thinking about suicide, thinking about drugs, thinking about escaping through alcohol, thinking about escaping through sex. Whether it's pornography or sleeping around, either way. The material world that we believed would bring us comfort is not bringing us comfort. And that's our foundation right now, that we are trying to grab onto a rocket booster and shoot towards a frickin' moon and leave the 3rd dimension behind, right? That's so 3D. Is there anything else to add? No, God says no. Now the devil card, let me see what it says. Oh, wait. Devil. Let's see here. Okay. Attachments, restrictions, commitment, and limitations. That's our foundation. The devil is a card of indulgence and material pleasure. When the devil appears, there is something that you do that feels good, but it's not good for you. It's not good for your health or your well-being. You know you shouldn't have another glass of wine or another hit on that vape. You know who you are. You shouldn't charge those extra charges on your credit card just to buy those fancy shoes. Or fall into bed with a troublesome lover. But you're gonna do it anyway, or you did it anyway. But you might be ignoring your higher self right now. And you might be a little bit disconnected from spirit this week. In some ways, you are probably deceiving yourself. Sometimes the devil shows up, though, when a little fun is exactly what you need. Sometimes we need to let go, break our own rules, and forget about the consequences until tomorrow when the hangover comes. But that's, so I think a lot of people have been trying to adjust to the 5th dimension, trying to get there, meditate. Screw it, I'm going to have a bottle of wine, right? Or, for me, it was like candy. I just indulged in watching movies and, really paying attention to very little else. For a couple days, at least over the weekend, I was like that. And did drink a little bit more than normal. Chocolate, ate more chocolate than normal. I love chocolate. Chocolate is so healthy, but if you have it with too much sugar, not so good. But I feel like that material pleasure, but also we need fun. And the thing is, we've been focused so much for freaking years on this ascension crap, right? It's not crap. It's wonderful. And I'm glad we're doing it. And I'm very grateful. But it just feels like, I need a break. Can I just go watch a Dodger baseball game? Can I just go eat a freaking hot dog? Can I just go, not have to have the perfect healthy food and the perfect healthy whatever and meditate, la la la. Sometimes you need to freaking let loose. Sometimes you need to smoke a joint. You need to roll one, smoke one. With folks like me, we're supposed to party. Roll one, toke one. And I think that's maybe a sign, our foundation. Like, look, we've been working really freaking hard. We've been focused and so anchored in the material world. Now, you know what? We're spirits in the material world. Listen to Sting. When he says, we are spirits in the material world. We are spirits. And we know that we just passed Halloween, which was a place and time for pleasure. And if you didn't engage Go out and get some fun for your life this week, okay? But also know that the spiritual stuff will be waiting for you when you come back. When the hangover is over, there you go. What's behind us is the Ace of Wands. That one has a Sagittarius, so the other thing wasn't. Sagittarius and Aries. I have an Aries in my life now. So, This is optimismo. And it says that's in our immediate past. The Ace of Wands is optimism. So that's what brought us here. We were optimistic. And bada boom, bada bang, we're in the 5th dimension. So yay. That is really, really cool. Right? So, okay. God, is there anything you want to add about the Ace of Wands? He says no, actually. Hit the nail on the head with just the word optimism. Like starting new things, new beginnings. And that new beginning was anchoring into the 5th dimension. Bada boom, bada bing, we're there. Now, according to the Galaxy Tarot, it says birth. Yeah, we did, you guys. We birthed ourselves right into a new frickin' world. To a new dimension. Birth, energy, inspiration, sexuality, and self-image. And that's what's in our immediate past. I wish the sexuality was in mine, but okay, whatever. Okay, I did get one kiss, so that, 3, but it was wonderful. All right, no kissing and telling. All right, when this card appears, look for a new opportunity. So this is in our immediate past. So maybe we had an opportunity, or we met someone, or something happened that's going to propel us into the next phase of our life, okay? So it says Ace of Wands is a seed to be nurtured. It's a bright idea, burst of creative energy, source of inspiration. Excitement, enthusiasm, and energy for something new are available when the Ace of Wands appears in a spread. Now's the chance to be courageous. This card can also indicate new life, conception, or birth, both literal and metaphorical. If it's a love reading, if you want to look at it from a love angle, the Ace of Wands is an indication of passion, excitement, and fun. If you want to look at this in a career side, this card is for opportunities for creation and, creativity and expressing your enthusiasm. And with all aces, of course, it's a brand new opportunity, and it must be grasped in order to come to full fruition. So you have to grasp it. And how do you grasp it? Acceptance. Just accept it. Now, what's above us? Well, in Spanish, it's called el loco, the fool. I cannot even pronounce this. Quintio is the Incan word for the fool. Der Narr in Germany. 11. Ooh, as in 11:11. I wrote to my friend today at 11:11. This is what I wrote to him. 11:11. I do this every time I see it, and I think of someone specifically when I see it, and then I'll write to them. I'll just say 11:11 at 11:11. It's like, whoa! It's like a double gateway, baby. Double portal. Get what you want right now. Symbol of Aquarius is on this sign. Aleph is the Hebrew letter. And 78 is also on this one. Okay, so that is a message from our higher self. God, the prime creator, who is our ultimate collective higher self, as well as your individual higher self. And you are about to embark upon a journey. You have just embarked upon a journey. That's pretty much what it means. You are literally not in Kansas anymore. You are on your way to riches beyond measure, and we're not talking material wealth. We're talking everything, and you can't imagine where you're going. But the collective whole has to hear this message, and this is it from Prime Creator. He says, you are already on the path. You don't need to look for it anymore. You're on the path. You're on the way. We could not be more proud of you for all the work you've done than we are in these moments. The Fool in the card carries very little on his back. He has very little baggage with him. He has his constant companion, which is a dog, because friendships are important. Love is important. Don't walk with your baggage. Drop it at the wayside. Walk happily and be a happy-go-lucky fella or gal. Because from here on out, it's going to get better and better, more and more fun, and you're not going to believe what's coming. So keep an open mind and a happy heart and enjoy the journey. That's awesome. All right, thank you, God. That's super, super cool. Do I need to read from the card? I don't think I do, but let's see real quick. It says, trust, innocence, open mind, beginning. When the Fool card appears in a reading, it's time for a brand new adventure. We're on one. Try to have an open mind. Don't make all the decisions about your path or make assumptions about how it will go before you embark upon it. Stay open to surprises and unexpected opportunities. Anything could happen if you leave room for possibilities. Trust in the universe to keep you safe. Then take the leap into the unknown. All right, that is so cool. All right, the next card is where we're going in the next week, where we're headed, what's in front of us. We got the Page of Swords. This is the only sword in the reading. God, you want to talk about this? Everyone will get a message about their next steps, their next move, what bold steps or actions need to be taken. Everyone's going to get messages about this. It's going to be individual. So it's not appropriate to talk about what the message might be here in this reading. Cool. Do you want me to read? Okay, is that it? Okay, that's all. But so keep your eyes peeled. This has the number. Well, it's not 11, but it's a Gemini symbol. I'm hoping that means my Gemini's coming to me. If my guy is a Gemini. I hope he's on his way. Sarah O'Brien did say today that for sure, let's see, Page of Swords, not. So that we, by January, most of the twin flames, or a lot of the twin flames, are going to start meeting up in January. So if you didn't meet yours and you know yours is here on Earth with you, don't panic. I tell myself impatiently. Okay, Page of Swords in the Galaxy Tarot means thoughtful, curious, intellectual, writer, and student. This represents either you or someone you know, or a message coming your way. The Page of Swords is a youthful, cautious, thoughtful, I combined two words there, youthful, cautious, thoughtful person. He or she seeks truth and justice above all else. He is willing to take risks with communication in order to get closer to the truth of a situation. He is a student of communication and can learn a lot about himself through writing and also conversations. Probably also conversations with himself, right? And it can also represent news that will alert you to the truth. See, now that's interesting. That kind of goes along with what God said. How do we see ourselves right now in this moment, anchored into the fifth dimension? Ace of Pentacles. And it says on it, 77. There's a Taurus, which stands for comfort. Also a little bit of stubborn bullheadedness, but comfort and joy, getting the best of everything. And there's a Capricorn, which means you have a good head for business and money is easily flowing your way. Ace of Pentacles, it says right here on the card, satisfaction. Satisfaction. That is excellent. So God, how do we see ourselves? If you're satisfied with the job you've done, you are there. You've anchored in to the fifth dimension. And now that you've anchored in, you see yourself as having the ability to see clearly where you want to go in your life. No matter what it is, what career you want to pursue, what person you want to pursue, what relationship or not relationship you wish to pursue. He's showing me somebody, now I can't remember who it was, a famous actress just did an interview, and it was on YouTube. It was like a 3-minute clip or something, or 2-minute clip, and she was saying she hates the word single. She doesn't want to be thought of as single. She wants to be considered to be in a relationship with herself. And this has come up in a couple of movies I've seen in the past 3 or 4 months, where women say, you know what? I lost you, but I discovered me. I've been watching romantic comedies every now and again. And that's what they say. I lost you, lost a relationship, but you know, it wasn't right anyway. And I did find somebody. I did meet somebody. I met myself. I found me. And I kind of feel that God sent me this vision just now because, I just moved forward a little bit. I just rushed into the future. Like, my body just rushed forward to the future dimension. And God, what does that mean, God? Okay, that we are collectively rushing towards our future by meeting ourselves, by loving ourselves, by making ourselves our own priority partner. Walking forward together as priority partners, you're going to have a much better relationship with others. Whether they're friends, business partners, your boss, your employee, or your romantic love. Find love inside yourself first, and you are going to be satisfied. We are satisfied right now. That's what that card pretty much means. So let's see. What does it mean as far as this tarot thing? Oh goodness, this is Ace of Pentacles. I went to the Ace of Wands. Darn it. All right. Ace of Pentacles, according to Galaxy Tarot, is opportunity. This is how we view ourselves right now. Opportunity, investing, planting seeds, grounded, healthy beginning. See, we're still in the beginning. This is an opportunity for real concrete growth. It could be the beginning of a new project, a chance to improve your health, a gift you can use for further gain, money. Money, money, money. You can invest in your future. A new job opportunity, or a chance to promote for a promotion, or even a good time to start a garden or beginning to improve your home. Okay, go back to my episode a couple days ago, my Sunday episode about, ideas for surviving and thriving, even if what happens when we run out of electricity. Start implementing a couple of these things. Just go get a couple seed packets. They're like, 50 cents? Just in case we have to start planting food. Go get those right now, just something, just in case. Save for a rainy day. It says planting seeds right there. This is a time to strengthen your roots, ground, and center your body, and to begin building the foundation for your future. And not the foundation of the devil, the foundation you wish to build. This card may be telling you to spend time in nature, and you'll find fresh inspiration in nature. Like all the aces, it's a seed that has to be nurtured in order for it to come to fruition. So do not overlook this gift that you are right now being given. How other people see us, how the sleeping ones see the awakened ones. Well, the Hanged Man. It has the number 23 on it, and the number 40, which means Aben, father. So, the Hanged Man, if you've never seen this card, it sounds scary, but he's not hanging from his neck until dead. No. He is hanging from his ankle until new life. Yes. If you stare at this card long enough, you're going to realize that his legs make a perfect upside down 4, number 4. That relates also to the Emperor, who is the father, but also the father inside of you, your masculine side, because everyone has a masculine, feminine side, and the masculine side. But also, he's hanging upside down by his ankle because he is an illumined person. He is enlightened. He is meditating and focusing on spirituality. That's how the collective whole is seeing us, as people who are becoming enlightened. We might not be spiritual masters yet, but we're on the way. we've hopped on that train and we're going to that place. We're going to the mountains of the Fool. In the Fool card, he is on the mountains, the mountaintop. Olympus, where Zeus and all the gods are. That's where we're headed. Not really to Olympus, but we are headed towards the highest possible purpose. So that's what mountains stand for. So the Fool card is the very first one in the deck. Also stands for new beginnings and seedlings, brand new growing things, right? Beginnings. So how other people see us? Trust, innocence, open mind, beginning. When the Fool appears to us in a reading, it's time for a brand new adventure. Wait a minute. The devil tells us to have fun. The Fool card tells us to go on an adventure. The Hanged Man. Oh my God, you guys, it's so weird. I just started telling you a lot about the Fool when I'm looking at the Hanged Man. That was really weird crossover. I mean, towards the end of that. So now I'm like, wait a minute, we do have the Fool and the Hanged Man in the same reading. What our higher guidance is telling us and how other people are viewing us. Having an open mind. Don't make decisions about your path or assumptions about how it will be before you get on the train. Stay open. Stay open to surprises and unexpected opportunities. Anything can happen, baby. Anything can happen if you're leaving room for the possibilities. So trust in the universe, it says again. How many times do we get that message tonight? Trust in the universe to keep you safe. Then take the leap into the unknown. Wait a minute. Did I not just say that? Dude, why did I do this? Oh my God. All right. God said because I wanted you to see that card and not the other card. That's freaking weird. I'm like so weirded out right now because this has a lot to do with... God said you needed to say it again. Some people weren't paying attention. They're going to have to hear it again. And you have to know, trust. Okay, I'm sorry. The Hanged Man means, this is how people are seeing us, I'm sorry. Surrender, new perspective, waiting, sacrifice, and release. The Hanged Man is a card of patience, contemplation, obviously meditation, and sacrifice. The greatest benefit will be had when you are able to let go. Don't try to control the present situation. Try to make peace with uncertainty. Take time to observe your environment, again with the environment, outside nature, environment, and situation from a new perspective, new beginning, new perspective. Review what's come before. Notice blessings that come out of hardship. It's a good time to look at the past tarot readings. Well, you know, you guys, I do one every month, sometimes 2 a month. So you could go back and look at those. And journal writings in the new light of the present day. Yeah, in the new light of the Ascension, where we've anchored into the 5th dimension. A sacrifice might be required now in order to move forward. And now is the time to get in touch with the spiritual aspects of yourself. Okay, so freaky that I read the Fool card twice. But God's telling me it's because you need to trust. Everyone needs to trust more. Trust all the weird stuff that's happening because it's way psychedelic and it's way fun and it's just going to blow our freaking minds. I keep getting that energy. So that's it. So that's how people are seeing us, that we are on the path and we need to trust it and keep going forward. Now, in the next 3 months, we get the card 3 of Wands. And it has an Aries, and I do have an Aries in my life, brand new Aries in my life. Also has a number 33. Also has an empty square. Ooh, loving the weird, wild card, the empty square there. Has a sun symbol on it. And 33. And it says 3 of Wands, so that's 333. And it says virtue. Virtud. So God, what do you want to tell us about this card? The triumvirate, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, if you want to be religious about it. Or you could think of yourself as your consciousness, your higher self, and your connection to divine. In the next 3 months, you are going to become more and more in tune with your spiritual side. You are going to come more and more in tune and in contact with your own virtue, you're going to know the value of your own soul in the next 3 months. And that's for hopes, and I think that's where we're hoping as well. Now, 3 of Wands. Let's see here. Wands. 3 of Wands in the Galaxy Tarot says, launching long-term plans, foresight, and things that are set in motion. This is November, so December, January, February, around Valentine's Day, or a week before then. It says a decision has been made, or of course in 3 months will be made, of course. You're taking your first optimistic steps towards your goals. Yeah, good. Yes. Make good goals for your January resolution. By February, you will be making steps towards your best, most perfect life. That's for your best, highest good. So first, optimistic steps towards your goals. You have set things in motion. There's no turning back now. You know what you need to do, and you have the confidence to do it. You have the ability to lead and a vision that can inspire. Forgiveness of others or yourself may be required in order to let go of the past, but with a bright future ahead of you, this is an ideal time for you to let go of all your past hurts. Ding, 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 ding. I agree with that. This card may indicate foreign travel. That's because y'all can come visit me, right? I'm just kidding. I'm not ready yet, but when I am, I'll let you know. Coming together with others and negotiating or trading could also be implied. 3 of Wands suggests equality and cooperation in such endeavors. And ultimately, when this card appears, growth is certain. Yay! I'm gonna get taller. Okay, probably not what they mean. 4 of Wands is what is in the last final outcome card, is the 4 of Wands. It also means what's happening in the next 6 months, February to March, April, May. So we're going to look into between February and May, the 4 of Wands. The word for that is perfection. 32 is on this card, which stands for 32 paths of wisdom. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 5 is also balance. Well, you can achieve perfection if you have harmony and balance in your life. Also, another Aries. Oh, I do have an Aries in my life right now, and I keep saying it. And I'm like, maybe he's my Ascension partner. I did have a dream he was. Now, Venus is on this card as well. Venus symbol, female power. And Venus, the goddess of love. Loving yourself and loving others. And love the one you're with. So, okay, here's the 4 of Wands, right? I gotta look it up because now I might be tricked into looking up the wrong thing again. This is an incredible one. So, God, what is our final outcome for this reading? From this point forward to the next 6 months, what is our outcome of all this? You are going to be closer to perfection than ever before. And this is going to be perfection in how you balance your day-to-day life, how you have your interactions. Nice Freudian slip there. Boom. Okay. I mean, what? Okay. Interactions with your friends, lovers, coworkers, neighbors, family members. You're going to have more perfect communication and more perfect interactions with them. Interpersonal communication is going to be better. And what else with this card, God? What else? You're going to feel more illumined, and like on the movie Limitless or in the TV show Limitless, when he takes the Limitless pill, his world brightens up and he sees clearer, thinks better, he can figure things out better. 6 months from now, that's going to be you without the pill, but you're going to become more and more limitless. Anything else you want to add to that? No, it's like God just like showed me a picture of Obama doing the mic drop. Mic drop. God just freaking mic dropped us, dude. That was it. That was awesome. Galaxy Tarot says results. Okay, this is our outcome, okay? The final card in the reading. Results, rewards, celebration, teamwork, gratitude, and home. When this card appears in a reading, it's time to celebrate your accomplishments. You've had success in your journey. Take time to honor your hard work. The Four of Wands marks the completion of a stage, of some stage. I'll say, anchoring into the fifth dimension, definitely is a completion of a stage. The final rocket booster has left already. It could be a birthday, a wedding, a successful school examination, an anniversary, or the purchase of a new home. You know, those might actually apply to some of you. Oh, I see it is. It is. Some of you will be giving birth. Some of you will be getting pregnant. I'm seeing engagement rings. I'm seeing wedding bells in Texas. Ooh, it gives you the chills. I have a lot of people in Texas listening to this. In Australia, too. There's going to be wedding bells. Shotgun wedding bells. That means someone's going to be pregnant when they get married. God's saying shotgun wedding in Australia, but not with an actual shotgun. In Europe, in Europe, he's saying there's going to be a lot more hot weather 6 months from now. So he's saying he wants people over there to take it cool. But what would the celebrations be over there? Learning how to enjoy hot weather, especially like in London. No more fog. Oh my God, the people that make the fog raincoats are going to have to make shorts out of the fabric from the former coats. That's okay. You know what? That's not bad. Whatever's been completed, now is a good time to look back on your accomplishment and take stock. Give thanks now to those people and for those things that have helped you get to where you are. It's a time to look forward. What has brought you this far? What new things would you like to manifest as you move into the future, which is 6 months, right? So the castle in the center of this card reflects your home environment. Take the opportunity to reflect on what in your home enabled you to get to where you are now. Give gratitude. Think of ways to bring more of that supportive feeling into your life. Notice things in your environment that don't contribute to the future vision you have for your life. Boom, get rid of them. You now have the right attitude for making positive changes to your environment. This card could also indicate a need to mark a life transition with a ceremony, a ritual, even something small or private. Celebrate yourself. And I'm going to add to that, celebrate your family, your friends, and your community. Have a celebration. There it is. Celebrate good times. Come on. All right. I cannot sing very well, but I'm doing my best. Make a joyful noise, right? As my mom always said. 3:24 a.m. it says. So I need to get this out because it is 24 minutes after midnight in California. So hopefully everything will be good and this will get out on time-ish. A little bit late, but I'm glad the time changed because it gives me an extra hour, for me anyway, to get my myself together. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being on this ascension journey. I'm so glad I did this reading tonight because I feel like we have accomplished a frick of a lot, man. We have come so frickin' far, and we're just gonna go up, 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 up. Take the steps, get off the platform, hop on that train, go towards a journey in the direction of your dreams and your best, highest good life ever. Remember, connect with your higher self and your purpose and your soul. Plu Ara Shah from the Pleiadians and from the Lyrans. And why am I forgetting it? Linkua Shah Tadava. that links you to your destination and brings you right into your best life ever. That's it. That's all I gotta say for now. Thank you for being here, for listening and supporting me, and also for sending this out to your friends and family who are like-minded. All right. So metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with me, or you need a reading or advice or something you need cleared up, anything, just don't hesitate to write me. I'll get back to you in a few days, if not right away. I'm always responsive. I've written back pretty much, I think, to everybody. And if I've missed you, I'm sorry. Oh, I do need to, there's someone that wrote me on Facebook. I do need to get back to you. Don't think I've forgotten you, because I haven't. I'm still trying to get back to my correspondence. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace, love, and light. Always, always, always. So I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys. Peace out. Do you ever wish you could look into the next chapter in your book of life and see what's coming next? What does the universe have in store for you? I can help you with that. I will give you a Celtic cross reading, which is 10 cards, or you can ask me 3 questions, and I use 3 cards per question. So that's 9 cards, or I can channel your higher guidance, or maybe God directly for you. Maybe you want to talk to your dear departed Aunt Edna, because maybe you have a few questions and she was the smartest person you knew. If your deceased relatives are available, or your ascended masters, I can channel them for you personally. Let me have 1 hour to show you the future in your next chapter of your book of life. Readings are $75, and it takes me an hour to an hour and a half to complete. And for this price, you will also be hooked up to the healing grid around the planet for free, which means yours truly, me, I will be giving you Reiki 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life. All you have to do is let me know. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, and we will explore your future together.